So Thanksgiving, it's a time when people gather, you gather around the people you love, but not everyone has a family to spend with. For example, some kids in foster care, finding a seat at the table, that can be difficult during the holidays.
Yeah, especially for the older kids. But this Thursday, some local organizations are bringing that family and food to those kids. Connections to Independence is partnering with Soul of the Cities. They're going to host a turkey dinner for kids who are aging out of foster care. So we are happy this morning to be joined by both of those organizations. We have Jessica Rogers from Connections to Independence and Sparkle Wimberly from Soul of the Cities. Thank you both so much for coming in today.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Yes, okay, definitely. So tell us about this dinner. How did this all come about?
Yeah, so I'm the executive director for Connections to Independence, and several years ago, probably about 12 years ago, one of our young people was saying that he wasn't looking forward to the holidays. His foster parents were actually going on vacation, and they were putting him in what's called respite. So it's kind of a respite is a place where foster parents can get a break, or emergency foster homes. And so he said he'd rather go to St. Joe's, which was a children's shelter, because at least he'd know people there. And so me and a couple of my staff brought him and some other young people to breakfast at Perkins. It was actually on Thanksgiving morning, and we were like, we have to do better. What can we do? Right. And so we started about 11, 12 years ago doing this. It's Thursday before Thanksgiving. And so it's for our current young people in our program and our alumni. They know every year they can come back to C2I the Thursday before Thanksgiving and be around family, friends to celebrate the holidays.
Sparkle, you talked about people who are marginalized in the community and the fact that now there's a spotlight to shine on people. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Sure. So it's super important that we take a look at everybody in our society. I think we often focus on the brightest and then the shiniest stars, and we don't see all the diamonds in the rough. So our organization, Soul of the Cities, really focuses on a social currency model that gives kids the opportunity to be empowered by donations 1 hour of community service so that they can participate in all of our programming. We believe that there's power in that and that young people can show up. So our connection to Jessica, who I've known a long time, was as we continue our quest for all of these young people, these groups, I thought about, what about the kids in foster care?
Yeah.
Right.
And so that's really, I actually reached out to her and said, I don't know, this was on my spirit. How do we get connected and do some work together?
And it came at a critical time because we had just lost a partner who was sponsoring this for several years, and it was divine order. Sparkle hit me up, and I was like, are you kidding me? And it was one of the best Thanksgiving dinners we did last year. Was the first year we partnered. And we had Bell Bank as a sponsor. We had, was it Twin Cities?
Minnesota United came in and sponsored, and PK came, and we really had we had volunteers from Bell, and they showed up and they served, and it was just a really big family engagement.
We can't leave out Lavorne Love is an amazing caterer and catered that food, because what we do is we ask our young people, what is it that you are used to having at Thanksgiving? What would you like to have? And so we created this amazing menu, and it was absolutely delicious.
Well,
so the kids said, we're going to have the same caterer this year. We're like,
we know what Lavorne can do.
Yes. And we want to give a special shout out to Shayla too. So Shayla hooked us up for this interview today. She's amazing. So
what's really great is these two organizations. It's just both really incredible organizations. But I didn't know much about Connections to Independence. But when you were just telling the story about the boy in foster care, aging out of foster care, that really hit home. Right?
Like
it's one of the most vulnerable populations in our community, and most invisible populations are the young people who are aging out of foster care. So we serve the age group 14 to 25. A lot of folks don't look at youth still under the 18 to 24, but brain development from adolescent to adulthood is that 25, 26 age range. So we're lucky to have funding to work with those young people. So we do year-round programming for our young kiddos, and we have 4 different program components. So our independent living skills, which is our 14 to 17. We have our aftercare services, which is more hands-on as they're aging out into independence, and that's the 18 to 25. Right. We have our circle of support, so making sure that our young people have at least 5 healthy, unpaid people who are in their lives as they age out to support them in their lifelong journey. Wow. And then we have our advocacy arm, which is doing systems change around foster care reform locally and nationally.
What are you seeing? Are you seeing success within this program? What are you seeing right now?
Definitely. Our statistics, thank goodness that our young people are connected to us, but I always worry about the young people who aren't connected to us. And so graduation rates for nationally are about 49% of kids who are in foster care actually graduate and or get their GED. And at C2I, that's about 92%.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so
That's
that's just, I'm not going to name all the stats because we should
Sure.
forever,
Right.
Yeah.
but that just says the impact. And our special sauce is really the relationships that we develop with our young people, the organic relationships.
So this dinner is coming up
Yeah.
on Thursday, but what if someone's watching right now? What can they do to get involved? Are you looking for volunteers? Are you looking for donations?
All of the above.
That's what I
I
thought.
think tomorrow is pretty much set, but what we do is we get sponsors, and all the young people who come get a $50 gift card. So whether that's to buy food for their family for Thanksgiving next week or just to spend on themselves. But we're also looking for employees. So anyone who's great youth workers, you know how the job market is right now. We need 4 counselors, an admin person, but donations are always helpful.
Absolutely.
We just had the United Way come in with some volunteers from Donaldson Company and some of their key donors last Friday and made moving kits for our young people. So if folks want to get together in their communities or within their companies and make those moving kits, that'd be amazing. Because you never think about, you know,
No, it's-
laundry detergent, toilet paper,
Yeah.
those things,
Yeah.
mops and all that stuff. So
Okay, and same
Yeah.
for Soul of the Cities, always looking
So
for help.
we all are. We're always looking for help.
Right.
We're at playwithsoul.com, and there's a ton of different ways to get involved. Donations are great. You can do it right from our website, but we do employ a social currency model. So we'd certainly love for people to come out and volunteer with our youth. I think our best part of our connection
Right.
is that we want to show up for young people in a way that's sincere and organic. So if that is you, please come join us.
I was going to say, there's always something that someone can do, and hopefully this message reaches someone and
Right.
your phone start ringing off the hook
Yeah.
very soon. Jessica, Sparkle, thank you both so much for
Thank
joining us
you.
this morning
Thank
for
you
this
for
very,
having
very
us.
important conversation.
thank you.